So in today's video, I'm discussing two things. First, I'm going to discuss the coronavirus, COVID-19's impact on our lives, on our business, on our economic system as I understand it. And then secondly, I'm going to be talking about our freight broker training program, what's the purpose of it, how it works, and I'm also going to show you two people who have recently completed the program and have gone on to move their first load. And when you do that, we give you a refund of the cost of the training program. So we're sending those refund checks out today. And those two people are Daniel Martinez of Wolf Logistics from San Jacinto, California, and Viper Brokerage with Leo Beck and Maggie Whalen out of Arkdale, Wisconsin. So we'll be sending those off today, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. We're going to talk about the challenges that we face and also some people who are doing well in spite of challenges, because we are a resilient people. Okay, so if this is your first time here, this channel shares the challenges and successes of small business ownership through the eyes of a freight broker. If you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, or perhaps you're considering another small business, but you want to know what it's really like to be a 24/7 entrepreneur, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to my channel for weekly videos released on Mondays about overcoming the challenges of a freight broker business and winning as small business owners. We believe in starting small and growing big. And if you like the content, please smash that like button, share the video with your network, and don't forget, if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when I release new videos. So now let's discuss COVID-19's impact on our lives, on our business, on our economy as a whole. Right now, there are over 35,000 people that have been confirmed to have the COVID-19 virus. Over 450 people are dead. When we take a look at those numbers and this virus, that can cause a lot of panic, fear, concern, uncertainty amongst the people. And that's exactly what it's caused. People are losing confidence that we're going to be able to handle what's coming with this virus. When I say we, I mean the United States, its citizens, everybody. Are we going to be able to handle it? There have always been challenges throughout all of our lives. If you look in your life, there has been something that has challenged you where you have to go within yourself to get the best out of you to overcome whatever that challenge was. All of us have had that throughout our lives. And when we look at us as a people, my ancestors overcame slavery. So when we look at that and we look at what's going on, we say, hey, we are resilient people. We can overcome whatever is put in front of us. When we look at America and what America has overcome, war after war after war, disease after disease, plague after plague, financial crisis after financial crisis, she has overcome it. So we have a history of overcoming things as a people, as a nation. So when you have that to lean on, then that gives you faith that moving forward, you can conquer anything that's in front of you. So I move forward with the confidence that although things are grim, although, right now, things look really bad as far as moving forward as a nation, because there's so much going on with the virus. There's so much spreading of the virus. So that concerns us as a nation. But with that said, I believe without a shadow of a doubt, it's something that we'll overcome. We'll move forward. But it's not going to be overcome just because we want it to be overcome. We're going to have to do some things in order to overcome it. They talk about all the time why it's so important that we practice social distancing, how that is crucially important to us getting out of this thing. We see the things that are happening in Italy with the widespreading of the virus over there, and we want to avoid what has happened to the Italian people. We wish them the very best. We're not looking at them in a judgmental type way. We want to learn from that experience and make sure that we don't repeat it. Social distancing is said to be what it is that we need to be focused on and practicing, because it's so easy to spread it. If we continue to be in close proximity to each other, then we'll continue to pass that virus. So that is going to be critically important. So from a health standpoint, we're at a crossroads, so to speak. We got to make a decision to start doing the right things, keep doing those things consistently over a period of time so that we can stamp out the spread of the virus. Now, let's take a look at what economists are saying about the American economy, the driving force behind our livelihood. Let's understand that business and buying and selling is what moves America. That is what it's all about. That's why you and I, get the opportunity to live in one of the greatest countries that this world has ever known. Business, buying, and selling. Now let's look at what economists are saying about the economy right now. And what is the economy? The economy is just comprised of all of the buying and selling that goes on in America on a day in and day out basis. Okay? Now it's a little bit more complex than that, but that's in a nutshell. Now let's look at what the economists are saying. Coronavirus recession looms. Its course unrecognizable. The American economy is facing a plunge into uncharted waters. Economists say there is little doubt that the nation is headed into a recession because of the coronavirus pandemic. Businesses shutting down and Americans being shut in. But it's harder to foresee the bottom and how long it will take to climb back. Greg Dacko, chief U.S. economist at Oxford Economics, here's what he said. The economy is assured of a recession. And a recession is at least 2 consecutive quarters of economic decline, with output falling 0.4% in the first quarter and 12% in the second quarter. That would be the biggest quarterly contraction on record. But Goldman Sachs upped the ante on Friday, saying it expected 24% drop in the second quarter. Says this is not just a blip, Mr. Dacko said of the outlook. We've never experienced something like this. We're in uncharted waters, no two ways about it. He said coronavirus could destroy 10 million jobs, according to Al Jazeera. This was from the New York Times. But think about that. 10 million jobs could be lost because of coronavirus. So why are we losing so many jobs from the economy right now? Well, very simple. Our company is run by business. And when businesses are no longer transactioning, no longer doing business because the economy has been slowed to a halt because of the coronavirus, people aren't going to work, doors are shutting, people aren't getting on planes, people aren't staying in hotels, people aren't going to restaurants. When those things are happening, that means that the economy is not producing. Business start closing doors. And then when that starts to happen, of course, it's just a matter of time before employees start to lose their jobs. That is happening right now. And it's predicted that we're going to have job loss like we've never seen before. So all of that said, we still have to live. We still have to move forward with life. That's just how it works. This is another challenge that you and I, the American people, are faced with. The world is faced with. Not just the American people, the entire world is faced with. And we can either do one or two things. Let it overcome us, or we'll overcome it. And I am betting that we'll overcome it because we are a resilient people. Because the human being is God's greatest creation, I believe. And we will overcome this just like we've overcome other health scares, just like we've overcome wars, just like we've overcome all of the things that we as a race, a human race, have overcome. But it won't be done without commitment. And here is what we have to be, I believe, committed behind. And that is unity. Right now, we are probably in our most divided states because of all of the things that go on. Blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. I won't get into all of that. But we are divided as a nation. This is an opportunity for us to unite behind getting over Corona. Because Corona doesn't care about whether you are black, white, Hispanic. It doesn't care where you come from. Whether you live in Russia, whether you live in Italy, whether you live in Japan, whether you live in China, it does not care about that. So what we have to do is unite now as a people. First in our homes, and then in our communities, in our nation, doing the things that our government has said that we should do. And this will allow for us to get the virus stamped out a whole lot quicker. And what is that? Social distancing. keeping our distance, not going to the places that we usually go to, going to the gym and, socializing with other people, because we know what that happens. That causes the virus to spread. So we have to practice some discipline within ourselves, within our own lives. And we'll see the virus start to get taken care of. And as the virus gets taken care of, we get that out of the way, then it's just a matter of time. People start doing business again. People start flying again. We don't have that fear of flying because we're scared we're going to get some type of disease. Hotels start to, get more business in their doors, and the economy gets back to where it was and gets on a takeoff to get back into that bull market that we had for about 11 years before now we've gone into a bear market. There are a lot of things, a lot of challenges on the horizon. Job loss, recessions, and possibly going into a depression. We don't know yet. It could happen. But whatever happens is not about what happens. It's about how we respond to what happens, because we've always had to overcome, and we always have overcome. So keep putting your best foot forward. Understand that this thing is here right now, and we have to deal with it. Faith without work is dead. So let's go to work, unite, and get through this. So how will my freight brokerage business be affected by the coronavirus outbreak? Well, I personally think it depends on how well we maintain and control the spread of the virus over the next 90 days. And also, if there is a vaccine produced in a relatively short period of time, I think it would do a tremendous boost for the confidence of the people and a boost for the economy. And then we can start to walk toward repairing people and then repairing the economy. In the meantime, what we need to be doing as business owners is making sure that we have a sufficient amount of cash flow on hand to weather the storm that we're going to endure. Now, this shouldn't be a surprise to us. We know that we were in a bull market for the last 11 years. So we knew that this time was coming. We didn't know coronavirus was coming, but we definitely knew that a correction was coming. Well, that time is here. And what we know that we should have in bad times is 6 to 12 months of operating expenses on hand so it can help us endure the storm. It's important to not be lackadaisical when it comes to cash just because you have some cash. It's important now that we cut the fat and make sure that we're spending money when it's necessary to spend money instead of spending money frivolously. Let me give you an example. As business owners, sometimes we got to have that great car. We've been making good money up, and now we're going to, kind of gift ourselves with a car. Well, that wouldn't be the time right now to do that because we're in a uncertain financial time. So don't go out and buy things that you don't need to buy. Now, if you need to buy a car, that's a horse of a different color. But if you don't need to buy one, you have a car and it's just, about a gift right now, maybe right now wouldn't be the best time to do that. Maybe right now would be best to put that cash to the side to weather a storm that we're not for sure how long it's going to be. So take that into consideration before going out and spending money unnecessarily. Also, what I want you to focus in on is your business at this standpoint. How it's going to survive is still, of course, moving loads, servicing your customer. Make sure that you're paying attention to what your customer needs and how you can service that need, especially with what is going on right now. Find out how, what type of assistance that your customer needs. And how do you find that out? You got to start asking questions. We're in a different time frame now, a different environment. So we have to do things that are going to appeal to the customer so that they know that you are there to help them. Because it's one thing, to be helpful when things are going great, but it's something entirely different to find out how we can help our customers, how we can help them get through the storms that they have to go through, because that's when you show how valuable your service is. So focus on your customer, focus on conserving cash. Also, there are going to be stimulus packages. They're working on something like a $2 trillion stimulus package right now. And I expect that that's going to do some good for the economy. But it's not going to get us out of the storm tomorrow. Probably not going to be a whole lot of loans available to freight brokerages. And you don't need a loan. It's not about getting a loan right now, going deeper into the rabbit hole. It's about basically now getting footing, getting solid ground so that we can weather the storm that's in front of us. The purpose of my freight broker training program is to offer you an opportunity to be guided through the processes and steps that it took me to start and establish a freight broker business and build that business to a 6-figure business in a 2-year period of time. So the goal of the training program is to help you set up and establish operations as a freight broker business, learn the skill set that's necessary to build relationships with shippers and carriers, learn the systems, the processes and procedures that you're going to need to put in place to help your freight brokerage win, and how you take a regular freight broker business model and scale and grow that business model over time. These steps will walk us toward our ultimate goal of acquiring the first customer and moving the first load. One of the most unique characteristics of our freight broker training program is that once you've completed this training program, you go out and obtain your first customer and move your first load, we're going to refund you the cost of the training program. That's called the Brandon Success Challenge. You want to give back to your business because you've given to our business. You've trusted us with your training, and that's our way of saying thanks. And we want to give you that money as an investment into your business so you can continue to build your business into the success that you're interested in building. It's one thing to say that you're not in something just for the money, but it's another thing to prove it. And this step that we're taking here proves it. No other freight broker training program offers you your money back because you use their program successfully. Alliance Logistics does. If you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, or maybe you're just curious right now, I want to give you the opportunity to head over to my website at www.brandonthefreightbroker.com. Wait for the pop-up to appear, then register for my 5-video series titled How the Load Movement Process Works. It's free. You're going to get 5 videos over a 5-day period, and what I'm going to do is detail how the load movement process works. Here's what you'll learn. So you'll get the unique opportunity of watching over my shoulder as I set up loads to be moved, show you all of the paperwork that's required to move a load from point A to point B. You'll get to hear me talk to shippers and carriers as we're moving loads, and you'll also get to see me execute the movement and get paid. You know, there are a lot of people out here talking the talk about how freight brokers move loads and make money. But there's one guy that's talking the talk, walking the walk, and showing you how it's done. That's me. See you at the top because the bottom is much too crowded.